Star Trek Discovery has finished its third season, and I want to talk about it. My name is Will, I'm the host of The Bald Book Geek. Welcome to my channel and my rather echoey living room with leopard pillows. Hello. So before we get going, I want to state that I actually enjoy Discovery. I don't think it's my favourite Trek, but I do enjoy it. I like the militaristic tone, I like the darker tone, and it did get off to a rough start. I mean, the first half of season 1 is meh, but it did get better, and I think storytelling-wise it's got better. I think the writing has got better, and I think the characters have just got stronger. On the other side of it, I find that I have issues with it even now, and season 3 has kind of brought those issues more so. I could ignore them before, but in season 3 it feels kind of there's problems. So the end of season 2, they jump to the future, control AI, section 31, that whole mess, which I thought was really well played. I liked control AI, but the story didn't go anywhere. They went to the future to prevent it, but nothing happened. Once it got to the future, the focus changed on something completely different and focused on the burn, and I presume the burn would have been linked to control AI, and it wasn't. It also kind of reminds me of the unmade, there's an unmade Future Trek series that was set around the same time by the guy that did the X-Men movies, that his concept, very similar, and I actually like the concept, a weaker federation, a federation that's not where it was, and everything else that's kind of happened, and this. I did like the fact that it mentioned parallel universes. I like the fact that it talked about the mirror universe. I like the fact that it talked about the Calvin universe. That left a plot hole, though. For example, Philippa Georgiou from the mirror universe being far away from her own universe, so on and so on. But why didn't that happen to Spock? Unless I'm missing something with that one, because he ended up in the original Spock, Prime Spock, ended up in the Calvin universe. There is a problem with this. A big problem. And it kind of left a few plot holes. And I was disappointed to see Philippa Georgiou go. I loved her. I thought she was a great character. I really hope she's in either she gets her own Section 31 TV show. I would like that, the darker side of the Star Trek universe, away from the paradise and the utopia that it's meant to be. Or she's in Strange New Worlds, which I'm actually looking forward to. I'm tentative, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't mind the fact that Star Trek Discovery was a visual reboot. Even anything that they make set around the time of the original Trek, even if they use the exact replica, will always look more advanced than the original. It's just the nature. I don't mind that. I just view it as, it's the sets in HD. I have found some odd little disconnects, some stuff that just bugged me. Again, forgetting plot points. Trek not explaining a lot that's going on, and I still find Michael both good and bad in the same sentence. I think tying her to Spock was lazy. Spock's secret human adopted sister, I think, is the most ridiculous thing ever. It really... I found it just very fanficky, and I don't like fanfiction tropes, and that sounds like it. I can imagine the fanfiction about the human adopted secret sister of Spock. It didn't resonate well. And I don't think it worked. And I still think Michael as a character is a bit of a Mary Sue. I find her frustrating. When she's good, she's good. When she's badly written, she's badly written. I think Saru is still my favourite character of this new era of Trek. Saru is fantastic, and we need more of Saru. I like Saru. I hope Season 4 fixes some things. Now they're in the future and free of the past. I hope we kind of end up getting some stuff explained. I hope we get the Control AI thing explained, because it felt like that just got forgotten. It just seemed to have got completely forgotten. And I do find some of the characters unlikable. I think Trek has always been kind of mixed bag with characters in a good way. But I find a lot of the bridge crew of the Discovery annoying. From a writing standpoint. Because there seems to be no emotional resonance with them. You know, you've jumped ahead in the future, you've done this, you've done that, and I feel like Star Trek the older Treks were better at emotion. Definitely better at conveying emotion. And like I said, I like Discovery. I've enjoyed it so far. I don't think it's going to go down as a classic Trek series. I do think it suffers from being quite short seasons. I think Trek needs more breathing room. And if you look back at like Next Generation and Voyager and DS9 and those ones, you end up, you know, the first 2 seasons weren't great, and then it kind of finds its own voice. Star Trek Enterprise didn't have time to find its own voice, and actually when it did, it was its last season, which is tragic. Although that last episode, I still no. But I get why they did it, probably because they didn't have enough time. They had to pack a lot of storyline into that, so it was a case of what do we do? What I do find interesting here is that Discovery wasn't scared to jump straight into some great Star Trek tropes. It did mirror universe, it's stuff, it's already acknowledged the existence, you've got characters, and then a lot of characters don't seem to be explained, which I find frustrating as well. There are a few characters in Discovery that, especially in this season, that just exist for no reason other than to be there. I like the character book. I didn't like the fact that it just went down to love. He became predominantly a love interest, space pirate love interest for Michael, which irritated me. I did like the callbacks to classic Trek. I did like the fact that they've called back to some real classic moments in Star Trek and did it well. Like I said, when the writing is good, it's good. But when it's badly done and lazy, you can feel it. And character development seems to be very uneven. Like, Saru, out of all the characters, has had the most character development. And so did Philippa. But Michael, who seems to be the Mary Sue of the lot, has had very little character development, exists in this weird bubble. When she's getting good, she's good, and then next episode she'll be bad. And again, it's a writing issue. I also think the fact, like I said, the seasons are quite short, so there's not enough time, and they're condensing a lot in. And I kind of wish they would do a couple of extra episodes just to add a bit more character development to them. Season 3 was good, but I felt like it just forgot the whole end of Season 2 and became focused on something else and didn't tie those two things together, and it was uneven. While I think it was the best season so far, I hope they up the writing in Season 3. Partly because, honestly, I'm kind of over this weird... Science fiction has always reflected politics. It's always been a commentary on politics within the current age. But the original series, for example, was a reflection of race politics and stuff like that. There's a difference between being a commentary on politics than making it feel like it's, rather than commentating on it, it's shoving it down your throat. Which, again, I think it comes from having these short seasons. I wish the seasons were a bit longer, maybe up them to about 15, 20 episodes, so you could at least get, rather than condensing everything into like 8 episodes, which I get why they do it saves money, but I feel like instead of getting character-focused episodes, we're getting action-focused episodes. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I know I'm going to get some crap for this one, but there we go. I will talk to you guys later.